This is Sam from Uniondale, and you're tuning into another edition of the Samianalyze show, folks. And then there were two. And then there were two. This is it, June 1st, NBA Finals time. We've got the number 1 seed in the West in the Denver Nuggets versus the 8th seed in their Eastern Conference Final. Could this be dubbed the David and Goliath series? 1 versus 8. I mean, the whole year, Denver has been the best team out West. Maybe people might say in the whole NBA. But then people would say, hey, the Miami Heat are not a typical 8 seed with what they did in these playoffs. So it kicks off tonight, folks. Who do you have? What do we expect here? Let's analyze. Going into this series, folks, I was of the belief, listen, these entire playoffs, I was against the Heat in a sense, right? All my picks against the Bucks, yeah. Well, I said, against Giannis, against that team with Middleton back, I'm like, you know what? And I know, listen, I know that the Heat have had great series against Giannis, and I know that was the kryptonite series for the Bucks. Giannis, just look at it. The Heat handled the Bucks. Coach Budenholzer, unfortunately, he lost his job, but that was just a horrible series for them because they always handle them. So then I'm like, all right, the Knicks are going to get them. I'm still on paper. I'm like, the Knicks are going to get them. They handled them. Miami found a way. That zone. And then you had the Celtics. And I'm like, yeah, you've got Tatum, first team All NBA. Okay. Brown, second team All NBA versus Jimmy Butler, Jimmy Buckets by himself with a bunch of undrafted players. I'll take the Celtics any day. And obviously, Jimmy Butler, South Beach, they're like, how you like me now? And then you've got Denver on the other side. And it's like, first of all, you've got the 2-time MVP. Some would say he should have been a 3-time MVP. And then you've got his band of friends. And when you look at this, going into this series, to me, a few things stand out. I see great coaching on both sides. Denver has got Mike Malone. Obviously, the Heat, we all know about Eric Spoelstra. And then they have culture, man. People look at Denver and they think they just got here. They've been at this for quite a while. And Mike Malone and company, they've been at this for a while. They've had their heart broken. They've had injuries. And going into this series, what do we expect? Well, I think there's going to be great coaching on both sides. I think 1 versus 8. I know I dubbed it David versus Goliath. And if you ask me what to expect, y'all remember Rocky 3, Mr. T, aka Clubber Lang, pain. I think this is going to be a battle. I think this is going to be gritty. And I'm not going to disrespect the Heat, folks. I'm not going to disrespect the Heat. Not anymore. Not anymore. I'm not going to disrespect them. I thought Giannis was going to handle them. I thought the Knicks were going to handle them. I thought Boston going down 0-3 was going to come back and make history. I'm not going to disrespect Miami anymore. Jimmy Butler and company, they don't care what the narrative is. They don't care what you say, I say, or whatever the experts say about them. All they want to do is win. Jimmy Butler actually said, basically, and I'm paraphrasing, we didn't come here just to get here, and we came here to win. You know, Eric Spoelstra, they want to go get it in the mud. These guys are a dogged team in the Miami Heat. But then when you look at Denver, you look at a Denver team that, look, they've gone through it, right? Losing their star point guard in Jamal Murray 2 seasons ago with an ACL, who has found himself. And as I said at the top, they've got the 2-time MVP. So my thing is, what are I expect this to be a competition. I expect this to be gritty, but I know that Denver has Joker, who's a problem, triple-double machine, high IQ. They've got Jamal Murray. So I expect, to me, this series to go maybe 6. If it goes 7, I will be surprised. Again, I guess shortchanging Miami. But I just feel that there are way too many weapons on this Denver team. Way too many weapons on this Denver team. Do you hear the narrative? Kind of like the Bucks, Celtics, even the Knicks. I thought the Knicks had more weapons than Miami. But I just think they have more weapons. And you know what Denver has too? They've got the shooting. You know, one thing that you saw with Miami, they employ the zone, but Celtics struggled with the shooting. Bucks struggled with the shooting. Knicks struggled with the shooting. I think if they're going to employ the zone, I think Denver's got the shooting in Michael Porter. I think obviously Murray and company. I think Caldwell Pope. I think they've got the shooting necessary to break the zone, and they've got the high basketball IQ. They've got the high basketball IQ. As I'm looking at the rosters right now, and look, I named 2 stars, one superstar, and I guess, I mean, do you put Jamal Murray the way he's been playing as a superstar? I guess you can. You've got those 2 versus Jimmy Butler. Now, on the Miami side, looking at this, will Miami get Tyler Hero back? I anticipate and I expect Tyler Hero to play at some point in this series. I do. He started doing drills and things like that. And I'm anticipating them to clear him for contact. And I anticipate, look, these are the finals, right? And I expect him to come back and try to help his team any way possible. I do believe that he will do that, that's what I believe. I believe that Tyler Hero will handle his business, and I think he's going to come back. Look at this. They say keep your phone off as my alarm is going off. Here's the thing, folks. I believe that Miami will compete. But you've got Joker, you've got Murray versus Jimmy and a band of misfits, right? I think it would be an amazing story for Miami. I really do. Look, listen, if the Heat somehow find a way to beat Denver, they deserve it. Bravo. If they find a way to beat them, all you got to do is tip your cap to them. The Heat are not going into this thing as just give us second place. They're not. They're here to win. I just think that Denver has way too much firepower. And what are they going to do at number 15? Denver's real 15, right? Sorry, Melo. But the day they gave this guy your number, I don't know. Are they going to retire Melo's jersey? That's another conversation in itself. But they drew the line in the sand. They have a number 15. You left us, Melo, and I think this is Denver's first appearance in the finals. Obviously, Jimmy Butler, they were there in the bubble, and both teams are battle tested, right? But I just think it's Denver's time. I do. I think it's Denver's time. And I think it's going to be very interesting. Lastly, another thing that's going to be very intriguing is how do both sides deal with the atmosphere, the environment, right? The weather, the temperature. I mean, they say mild high in Denver. Can't breathe over there. Takes a while to get used to. I think these guys are professionals. They're probably used to it, and I figure Denver's probably been there since Tuesday, maybe. I think they've probably ran some suicides and are probably used to it. And then Spoelstra was he made a joke about getting it in the mud. Spoel even said, you know what? He said if they want to play in the hot humidity, we can turn off the AC as well. I wouldn't put it past them. I really wouldn't. But look, listen, what do you guys think? I mean, does Miami have a chance? I'm calling for Denver. I almost said in 5, but I'm not going to disrespect Miami. I say Denver wins this thing in 6. What do you think? I'd like to thank everybody for tuning in. Follow, subscribe. I'm on all social media platforms at Samianalyze. And as always, a tout à l'heure.